What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Let me tell you something. NBA free agency just started today, and there's certainly a lot that is going on in the NBA right now. So I'm not going to get into all of the specific details today, but I wanted to talk about the big storyline that came out today in regarding to the Milwaukee Bucks, 78 Sports TV's favorite basketball team. And I'm going to tell you something. I never thought I would see something like this, but it speaks acts of desperation. So let's recap of all of this what just happened today. So when I was at work today, I checked on my phone and I found out that Damian Lillard got released. And I never thought that this could happen to a guy that's worth over $100 million. So when the details came out is that the Milwaukee Bucks decided to release Damian Lillard, despite the fact that he's over $100 million over the next 2 years. So therefore, they exercised a stretch clause in the contract. This is something that is legal in NBA contracts. They issued a stretch provision to therefore they can stretch out a person's contract over the multitude of years. So in terms of Damian Lillard's contract, they basically are stretching his contract out over the next 5 years, which the Bucks will pay $22.5 million over the past 5 years. Then they decided to let Brook Lopez walk away in free agency. And then they used the money when they released Dame to sign former Indiana Pacers center Miles Turner for 4 years to $107 million. So when I was receiving of the news about what happened, how the Bucks were able to sign Miles Turner by basically using the remaining money off of Damian Lillard's contract, I gotta admit to you, it was kind of shocking a little bit shocking. But to me, it kind of makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense. Now, the reason why I think it makes sense is simple as this: they needed a center that can basically be a stretch player who can basically spread the floor and shoot the ball effectively from the outside and play post defense. That's certainly things that Miles Turner can provide for you. But the other problem that I also see on the board is that it doesn't address the other problems that the Milwaukee Bucks have at this particular time. Now, this does not guarantee that Giannis is going to stay in Milwaukee. Now, about Giannis, there was also, reports that I saw, that it came out there that Giannis was pushing for the trade pushing for the signing of Miles Turner to try to, work something behind the scenes to make it happen. But then it was also reported, I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll see, but that Giannis was not pleased at the fact that they released Damian Lillard, to make the move for Miles Turner happen. So if that is to be true, then I don't know what Giannis was, even thinking about, because it was going to be, financially impossible to try to keep Damian Lillard, who's basically completely gone for the rest of next year due to his torn Achilles tendon that he suffered in the playoffs, and then try to sign Miles Turner for that kind of level amount of money that is necessary. I just don't understand what the thinking that Giannis would have. But in terms of this signing, it's not a bad signing, but it doesn't fix the other issues that the Milwaukee Bucks have right now. Now, in terms of you rewinding back, remember, the Bucks tried to pair Giannis with another co-star in Damian Lillard when they basically decided to trade him away with Jrue Holiday and the multitude of draft picks that they gave away to the Blazers and the Suns in an infamous 3-team trade deal that pretty much kneecapped the Milwaukee Bucks. But the other problem that I'm also seeing with the trade, with the signing, is not that the signing is a bad signing. It's still a good signing, but it doesn't address the other problems that they have, in particular in the backcourt. Now, we all know that Damian Lillard is no longer on the team anymore. But the problem I'm seeing here is that it doesn't address the other problems. Now, when I'm looking at the starting lineup, the potential starting lineup, as I try to get the information out there real quick, the potential starting lineup for this team is going to be very, very, very tricky, because the idea of having this kind of backcourt. So let me pull this up real quick. So I just got to make sure I get this right. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, so the starting lineup for this team, as you see right now, okay, so the potential starting lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks right now would be it would basically be Kevin Porter Jr. at the point guard position, Gary Trent Jr. at the shooting guard, Kyle Kuzma, Giannis, and Miles Turner. I don't know about you. I don't think this is the kind of team that would be competing for any wins or even for a title contender in the Eastern Conference for next year. Now, for people to sit here and say, "Oh, we're just trying to make an improvement to the team to try to keep Giannis from being happy, keep Giannis here in Milwaukee," I don't know how this is going to work out because it doesn't guarantee that Giannis is going to stay. Now, the other problem here is that Taurean Prince didn't work out very well. He pretty much was a bust. And then you let Pat Connaughton go as a free agent. It doesn't address the other problems where you need to have creative backcourt players in the backcourt that could basically, create their shots off the dribble and be playmakers. And it doesn't address the fact that you need also a forward that can stress the ball and shoot effectively. Now, we all knew that the reason why the Bucks made the trade for Damian Lillard was because basically Chris Middleton was basically injured, riddled, and more importantly, he was getting up there in age. But the bottom line here is that they should have done these kind of moves a long time ago to basically get ready for the youth movement process that was going to be critical to keep the Milwaukee Bucks in contending in the Eastern Conference. But I just don't see how this move is going to really make much of a difference. And it still doesn't guarantee that Giannis is going to stay in Milwaukee because right now you don't have much of a bench, all right? Your starting lineup as of right now is not quality enough to compete even in a wide open Eastern Conference right now. So I'm just not sure how this is going to work. I mean, I don't trust these other guys like Kevin Porter Jr., Kyle Kuzma, those other guys. It doesn't work, man. It does not give me any confidence that they're going to make any changes or make any significant moves to try to improve the team. And I know that people don't like the idea of, oh man, why Giannis got to be loyal, man. You guys, gotta stay loyal, man. I'm tired of this loyalty nonsense, bro, especially in the NBA, where basically executives and general managers can cut you at any time. So, listen, the Bucks have a lot of work to do to try to improve this team. They got a lot of work to do. They need to figure out who's going to provide some depth in the backcourt too, who's going to be the lead creator on inside of the backcourt with Giannis. Because you know that if you want to win with Giannis, you need to have a stretch five that can stretch the floor, shoot the ball, and play defense. And you need creative backcourt players to help out Giannis. And Miles Turner is still a good signing, though. I'm not saying it's a bad signing, but it still is not enough. I just don't think it's not enough for the Milwaukee Bucks to really contend for next year. And I think it's only a matter of time before Giannis pretty much decides he's had enough and he's going to request a trade. I mean, that's what I just see right now. And it's not because of the media nonsense. It's because of how the Milwaukee Bucks have been moving. So we'll see what happens. But I just don't think this is not enough. It's not like it's the Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets right now that are making great moves right now to really improve their teams. Or the Atlanta Hawks that are trying to do whatever they can to keep Trae Young happy and making some really good moves to improve the roster too. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But honestly, man, I don't think this is going to make much of a difference at all. I just think that they're just delaying the inevitable when basically Giannis is deciding that he's had enough of this. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. With that, I'm out. Peace.